Let's focus on the back pages of the papers, dominated of course by that great picture of the captains Harry Kane and Andy Robertson ahead of that game tonight. If you look closely at the pictures, you'll see that they're holding the original ball from that fixture 150 years ago, the medicine ball, and Andy Robertson has the old school boots as well. And the focus very much so on this friendly, not so friendly tonight. Old Spice is the back page of the Sun. Old End Balls is the back page of the Mirror. Back page of the Times as well. Pogba tests positive for testosterone. World Cup winner faces potential 4-year ban. Nightmare. And also back page of the Mail as well. Pogba drug rap, and also old shirts for old rivals. That great picture of the captains ahead of the game tonight as well. But shall we focus a little bit more on Gareth Southgate and his selection and his choices and how he goes about his business? Because after the Ukraine draw, there's criticism, right? It should have been better, even though Ukraine are good. Gareth's missing feel-good factor. Failure to trust Foden risks boring backlash. If England do not defeat their oldest enemy at Hampden Park, we're in danger of drifting back into boring Gareth territory. That's by Dave Kidd this morning. Do you agree with that? Is it becoming boring and a little bit predictive with Southgate's selections?
Well, look, I wouldn't have started Jordan the other day. I don't think I would select him over Phil Foden, to be honest with you. Gareth's will have had his reasons for doing that. I mean, it's unfair on Jordan Henderson just to accuse him of being boring. Gareth puts him in there because he knows that when others are flying forward, when others are wanting to go and attack, you've got somebody who's got some eyes for maybe in case things break down, in case the opposition get the chance to. Now, as it was Jordan that was ball watching a little bit. I didn't think actually, even though he didn't track his runner, I didn't think he was totally solely to blame for the Ukrainian goal the other day. I thought they should have sorted it out a little bit where the cross come in. But look, I think you have to have players like that in teams. Most successful teams have players, Shebahn, have one or two in there that not everybody always raves about, not everybody always loves, but they do a good job for the team.
Of course.
And I think it's a little unfair just to label for everyone to go, oh, look, you've got to get as many attackers. I tell you what, if England put every attack-minded player they've got in their team all the time, they might get done. They get beat. They probably would.
Andy, Shebahn, I'm going to say something to you, right? I actually think it's very unfair. You're talking about an England team here that's sitting in 13 points. That's the first points they've dropped in the qualifying group. They've gone to Italy and won, right? So they go and play their next against their next hardest opponents. I would suggest Ukraine, get a draw away from home. They're sitting with 13 points. Ukraine are on 7. Italy are on 4. Right? I mean, let's just everybody calm down a little bit here. Of course, people will want their favourite players in the team, and I get that totally. Foden's an incredible talent. However, I would suggest to you two that if Foden had played instead of Maddison, for example, and the game had finished 1 each, the Maddison fans would be throwing the toys at the pram and saying, if Maddison can't get a game for England now, he'd never get a game. So, in many ways, as we've spoke about 100 times, guys, Gareth's in a kind of no-win situation there. I think the qualification campaign for England at this moment in time is going very, very well.
Yeah, I agree. Just quick question for you, Ally. Would Jordan Henderson get in the Scotland starting 11?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah, that's a very good question.
That is a great question. And I'm going to tell you right now.
Thanks.
I'm going to tell you right now,
the producer.
I hope Jordan's not listening. No, he's not getting in it. Because Andy and I again were discussing it, Shebahn. Probably our midfield and left side defence is our strongest area of the team. You know, with all due respect, I think so. I think we've got better forwards than we've had before, but not at the elite level. I think defensively we're far better than we've been, but perhaps not at the elite level. I think our strongest part of the team is midfield and left central defence, obviously with Tierney and Robertson. And is he getting in ahead of
So you got McTominay, McGregor, McGinn,
and Billy Gilmore.
And Billy Gilmore. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm struggling to leave any one of them out right now at this moment in time.
Yeah,
Clearly, Jordan Henderson would get games for Scotland, there's no doubt about it. But right now, in current form, I'm struggling to leave any of those 4 boys out.
Very, very quickly as well, back page of the Sun today, Germany's Klopp call. We spoke about, of course, Hansi Flick getting the sack yesterday, the first German coach to get the sack since the role was invented in 1927. But now, Jurgen Klopp is now top of Germany's wish list to be their new boss. If he were to say leave the Premier League, leave Liverpool, and then host, of course, the Euros next year, how great would it be to have Jurgen Klopp lead Germany, and how likely is that?
I can't see him, Shebahn, walking out in Liverpool. I don't see him leaving there anytime that soon. But I do see Jurgen Klopp being the international team manager down the line in the future. But I don't see it happening right now. Do you, Ally?
No, I don't, mate. Absolutely don't. I think Shebahn, Andy, I still think he's got unfinished work at Liverpool.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of in the process of a rebuild. I think he's very happy there. He's very content there. And I think he would leave himself open to criticism as well. If somebody like Salah stays and then he goes. So I think the most important thing is I think he's in a happy place, guys.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.